I'm going to read this to you. There's two articles here, and the polarity is, it's just getting more and more heinous. Although I just want you to know I'm not angry or anything. This is an amazing time to be alive. This is an amazing time to be alive. I am so grateful for the awareness. I'm grateful for the sight. I'm grateful to be able to see and have some information that if I could just get the decision makers and people with resources to see to have these outlooks, right, or to at least open their mind to consider these outlooks, this world will be a better place than how we found it. And for that, for that opportunity, I'm truly grateful. All right, so here we go. Here's the headline on this one. In these treacherous economic times, balancing company policy with employee-customer relations can become a delicate matter. And it's by Maria Penaritis of the Inquirer staff writer. It was a side of Bob Martucci that his wife Kim had never seen in all their years of marriage. A towering man reduced to tears. He's not pulling it together, Kim Martucci said of her husband, a 34-year Acme Markets, Inc. veteran. That's private sector, all right? That's not government, all right? Keep that in mind. He had been fired from his South Jersey produce manager job after taking a pair of $9 reading glasses off a rack at the market and using them to beat an inventory deadline the day before President Obama's inauguration. This is not the first time that Higher Lyrics, me, who's documenting all these administrative challenges and unfairness, has documented unfair, harsh, cruel treatment to someone, quality of life destroying treatment imposed on someone because they supported President Obama. All right? I had plenty of letters from prisoners that were actually maced systematically. If they, during the campaign in the day room, if they expressed any favoritism for Obama or support of Obama or anything, they were maced. They were called a lot of anti-Islamic names, and they were, handcuffed and thrown down the stairs, suffered fractured skulls, all kind of life-threatening injuries, and it all happened on the shift of one particular captain in South Georgia. Oh, by the way, yeah, let me just say that, in South Georgia, who, again, I know that you think when I say these things about South Georgia doing what they want to do and they don't care about federal laws and equality and all that, you think that I should be sued or that I'm leaving myself open to be sued. That's another outlook. The machines of oppression, like the oppressive machines, right, that because they're unbalanced and you got people in puffed up, favorable positions like the bankers and the big celebrities that own TV shows that get to keep pumping stuff into and the evangelists that keep pumping their views and their choice of guests and information into your living room, right, and your TiVo and your DVR, because we become the result of their choices and their outlooks. So then we have to be afraid, oh my God, we shouldn't point out anything that they might be doing wrong or that's not fair because they could sue us and wipe us out. Well, guess what? I already been wiped out by people not listening to me, by law enforcement not listening to me, by public intelligence not listening to me. And I've already been wiped out. They can sue me. They can assassinate me. I don't care. This has got to get out. All right. And the power of the internet technology is if you get it up there, it'll just go out virtually. The spiders will come pick it up, and it will raise quality of life, because as soon as there's awareness and a path for helping oneself to achieve self-sufficiency, there is immediately hope. And as soon as you have hope, quality of life is raised. All right, so this gentleman, Mr. Bob Martucci, after working for 34 years for Acme, which is a private company, when asked, let's see, when the reporter says that the manager says that he was fired, Acme fired Martucci for violating its employee purchase policy, a move the company has declined to discuss. Accountability. They don't have to tell you because they're private sector. They don't have to tell you, right? So that's, in other words, they don't have to be honest. Here's the polarity. Now, he gets fired, Mr. Martucci, after working 34 years and raising a family, life experience. What's more valuable to contribute to society to create than a family, a contribution of a family? So he's a disadvantaged creator because he's not positioned. His disadvantage is not always an economic one. Most times disadvantage is one of positioning. You don't know the right people. You don't know how to drop the right names. You know? Don't get me started on after Katrina, how we had to hear about all the evangelists and the talk show hosts brag about who they got on the phone and dropping all these names. Okay? So he's a result of positioning. How can he have his rights to his work product contribution of 34 years protected if he does not have the funds to leverage the litigation industry to move on his behalf? Because he's just encountered an infringement and a piracy entity, which is Acme, and in this case, a dishonest employee who will not say the real reasons why they fired him, likely because he's 34 years into the company. It costs a little more to do the right thing by him and pay him the salary that he's really worth and the benefits, and he's about to retire, right? And it's a lot easier to tell him, oh, you need, well, now he's out there looking for work, and he gets to be told, well, you have to go take a trade course and learn technology, and we'll be happy to bring you on as an intern while you and your family starve to death and be humiliated. All right, while they get a young person who has has a lot of energy and no baggage, they come right out and be happy to work for a fraction of what he's working for. But because it's a machine with no accountability, the machine is enacted by a dishonest human being with no accountability, right? That dishonest human being can arbitrarily, when they feel like it, when they're looking one-dimensionally at their balance sheets, black or white revenues, they're able to just go on and fire. You know, so that's the private sector. But the title of this is going to be something like Connect Stimulus Accountability to Private Sector versus Public Government Accountability, something like that. So here's the polarity. Here's the other one, the other piece. That's right on the same page. That's the amazing thing to me. This is like, they're like really assaulting our intelligence. They being the media, right? And the system. If they think it's okay, they've gotten to the point they don't even try to cover it up. They put it on the same page where any thinking person sees the polarity there. AIG, a unique bailout case. Now, on the one hand, it's okay. It's a delicate matter because of the economic crisis. That has nothing to do with the economic crisis. Every time you have a crisis, you're going to have opportunists that try to use that as an excuse. There's only so much you can blame on the economic crisis. I always say there's only so much you can blame on being an addict. There's only so much you can blame on anything, or your circumstances, or your environment. This manager, employee manager at Acme, refuses to say why he chose, after 34 years, to enact a company policy that he took a $9 pair of glasses and used them to meet a company deadline to make revenues. That there is a personality, subjective driven reason for firing him, and this employee is dishonest and needs to have accountability leveraged against him, the employee of Acme Inc. Acme Inc. needs Acme Inc. and other, I'm telling you, it's almost countless. Right now I'm up to like 123 in my standard access, that portal mechanism that I have documented. They need to, companies, private sector companies who may be getting stimulus money or any type of federal government help at all, need to hold accountable their policies, not just report them on a PowerPoint projection or a slide or something. They need to say why their employees are allowed to do what they do, you know, because it impacts quality of life.